Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hoover. Welcome, bienvenido, assalamu alaikum, croeso. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to start doing this Hoover TurboPower. Now, I think it's one of the lower ones in the range. I've had it for ages, but I've not done anything with it at all. So I think we need to get it all cleaned up, I think. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug it in for you, just so we can give it a quick test. And then I'll go through it then in a bit more detail. Okay, let me switch it on for you. Sweet, works really well. Now from what I can gather, I think this is one of the lower in the range of the turbo powers. But there was the turbo power, then you had the turbo power 2, the turbo power 3, which was the stair cleaning hose. So the turbo powers had the hose on this side. Now, from what I can gather, it's kind of like this was kind of like stuck on, as I've heard it being explained before. So it wasn't really kind of I don't know. I like it. It's red, so I don't know if that's will give us a year. Let me take you off the camera and we'll do a bit of a close-up look at it. So here it is, my TurboPower with brushed edge cleaning. These are the height adjustments on it. So you've got the tools mode, high, medium, low, and low. This is kind of like what they say for, like, I think that dot means kind of like general use. We've got the badge of Madge. By appointment to Her Majesty Queen Madge II, manufacturers of vacuum cleaners and laundry equipment, Hoover Limited, Merthyr Tydfil. Again, another Merthyr. So here we have the hose. Here. Now, I think with this one, the tools, it's fitted in here. So you have to switch it over to have it in tools mode, and I think what the tools mode did was direct the suction to come through here rather than underneath. So if I put it on the lowest one and switch it on, the switch is at the top. And not the vacuum cleaner, so I could still feel suction on it even when it was in lower mode. Let me turn it on to what I think is tools mode and switch it on again. Definitely felt a lot more suction through it, but even when it's on, let me put it on two hands. Oh jeez, that is hard to change. If I lift it up one on normal and I switch it on again, I'm still getting suction through the hose, and I thought you weren't supposed to get suction through the hose. I don't know. I thought you're only supposed to get suction through the hose when you switch it onto this one, because there's nothing down here. It's not like the other ones that connect up. This is literally, there's a blank in place. You know, there's nothing there, but I'm still getting suction through it. Right, okay, I'm not really sure about that. Anyway, so on the side we've got an extension tube that fits in there. Around the back We've got some attached tools. We've got a non-matching but a little crevice tool, a dusting brush, it's got a bit of damage on it, and an upholstery brush that's definitely seen better days. I'll have to have a look through my tub of tools to see if I've got any bits in there that might fit it. I'll have to have a look. Anyway, back to this. No cord hook at the bottom, just this blanking plate. See, it's got this in here, but you can't store the cable around it. But the piece is there, so it doesn't really make much sense on why they would put that there as a blanking plate, but not being able to pull it out to attach the cord around it. So it doesn't really make much sense why they would do that, because I really can't imagine it being that expensive to have the piece put in here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it off because I'm going to clean it, so I'm going to leave it off. That swivels for the... See, that swivels for the cord. The blooming cord doesn't connect to anything. It's a bit stupid, really. I think this is the part where you lift it. Let me release the handle and release it again. Okay, we have got Hoover model U2798. Zoom in. Serial number U279840403327. Made at Hoover Limited, Great Britain. BABE approved, 240 watts, 250 watts with the Hoover logo. Okay, there's no damage to the hose, but that's a paint mark. There's a little lever down here for releasing this. I can take this out to clean it. The on and off switch is at the top, and you just push down here to release the bag door. Oh, sugar. The bag door doesn't come off, it's attached. So stand it up. For maximum cleaning efficiency down there, and the bag. So I'll release, I'll take off the bag. That's definitely. So that's the bag, non-generic bag. Use only genuine Hoover bags, H4. It's pretty clean on the inside, to be honest, but I'm going to take it apart to give it a good clean out. But it's not in bad condition, it just needs a bit of TLC. So I can see down here that this bag door, if you undo these two, there's like two clips. So if I undo those two clips there, I should be able to just take this bag door off, I think. I've never done it before, so I'll have to have a look. So that's the inside of it. No indicator light, no nothing. Works fine. So I'm going to put it back on the stand and we'll start taking this to pieces. Just before I do that, let's take a little look underneath. So we've got the activator brush here with the edge cleaning. The brushes on it are a bit soft, but they're still in very, very good condition, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with the brush roll. This plate here is not from this, I believe, because it's blue. It's a completely different colour, so I think this has been replaced at some point. Put a little bit of rust on that, but I can clean that off, that's not a problem. These are the screws here to release it, to take the back plate, to take the underneath off. Wheels are in excellent condition. Just normal general use on them, wear and tear. But there's no issues with them. That's the height adjuster. Right, okay, let's start taking this apart. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's remove the bag, is remove the hose. And to remove the hose completely, there's a little lever down there. So if I just use a flat-headed screwdriver, that releases it. Take it out. I'm going to take off the extension wand. So the next thing I need to do now is to remove this bag door. So I'm going to try these two clips down here. One. And that's the back door off. I'm going to need my little box here. A Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to remove this. And if I'm not mistaken, it's just 2 screws, and then that should just slide out. So that comes out really easy. There's the power cable and the bag bellows. Now I'm not sure about this. Yes, this should just come off with these 2 screws. I'm just taking off the tool thing at the side. But this has never been removed since it was made, so it's a bit stiff, so, and it's awkward. I can't tell whether it's coming off or not. feeling it's not coming out. That's proven a bit difficult. Let me take off this, which is the tool holder at the back. It's very manky behind it, so I'm glad I can get that off. But this is difficult. There's like a metal disc inside it that screws into it, and I think it's gripping on for dear life and not releasing the screw. So I'm going to pop you on pause a second while I do that. I've sprayed it with some lubrication, so I'm going to see if that'll help me, because I can't unscrew this. It's moving, but the inside of it's seized and the whole thing is just moving around. I can't get the screw out. So in the meantime, I'm going to take this bottom plate off. And there are 5 screws for this. And I should be able to remove that plate. The belt seems kind of tight on it. I'm going to take it out anyway. There's the brush roll. I'll clean this off and lubricate it. See if I can... It's in pretty good condition, just needs a cleanup. I'm going to remove the belt. I have a new belt for it, so I'm going to remove that and dispose of it. Put a new belt on there. Now, to need to get the top off, there's 2 screws here. All of these screws seem to look alike. They all seem to be the same size. But I'm still separating them all. Now that should move the button. And now I should be able to, yes, take the top off, which is really filthy. Which reveals the motor. Okay, so it's a little bit dusty, but it's not in bad condition. I'd have to say it's in pretty good condition, the inside of this. I'll definitely give that a going over. There's the wires leading to the motor. It is very different to the other ones. Okay, let me pull out the wires to the motor. So the brown is on the top. Ew, the hell? There we go. And the blue is on the bottom. Oh, at the back. That's the motor disconnected. Two brackets either side holding it on. That's that released. Now I should be able, you can see the spring there. There we go, there's the main body, removed from the chassis. That's the filler tube. Now to remove the motor, there's a bracket going across. If I remove that, I think it's made with odd bits of plastic because it's all, oh shit, it's all multicolored. It's got a bit of pink in it, it's got a bit of blue in it, it's got a bit of grey in it, it's got a bit of everything in it. And now I should be able to slide out the motor. Like that. Oh, the fan's a bit chewed up. This is the foot pedal. That's held in like that. I'm going to remove the guard. The bumper, that'll be need washing, which then basically leaves me with the chassis. Right, I'm confused because that's where the dirt goes in and goes up. And that's where the hose fits in. So when I was having it on right, okay, I see now. Right, okay, I get it. So when that goes across, I don't know if you can see, there's a plastic part in here that slides across to cut the airflow from this path to the hose. So that's the wheels, goes across, and then boom, pushes that piece of plastic across, and then that piece of plastic then stops the okay, and there's a spring in there. Okay, so I can see the spring. Okay. This is the spring for the height adjuster for this part here, which comes out, so I can clean that because that's filthy. And then underneath this I can see where that goes across to block it. But I'm going to take that piece of plastic off and the little spring because that's manky and that needs cleaning. And if I undo this screw on top of here, that should release. clipped on. I can see it's clipped on and then screwed on. There we go. And that's the height adjuster. I can get washed as well. So this foot pedal should get another spring, another pedal. So that's out. So I've got everything out of this now, out of this chassis part, so I can give it a really good cleaning, because it really needs it. Actually, let me get Henry. Henry! Where's your Henry? Thank you, Henry. So that's got all the muck out of that. So I'm going to clean that. My parts bucket is building up again. Here we have the motor with the bellows. Now the motor runs really, really well. There's a little bit of rust on the end here, so I'll clean that off. There's something inside it, a screw. So I'm just going to give it a gentle bit of a clean and wipe over, really. I'm not going to do anything else to it. If I needed to, I could change the blades in the fan or wherever, but it doesn't sound too bad. I will give it a little bit of lubrication. So another part. Now I think there's 3 screws on here. Move the motor out the way. So there's 3 screws on here. Just the dog going for a wee. Now if I remove this part, yes, I'll give that a clean. And then the cable just fits through. I'm just going to remove the handle off the back. See, there's a blanking piece here where the switch used to be there. Now that is a smaller screw. So there we go. ABS plastic. No date wheel. Okay. Screws in this side to remove the cover for the electrics. Four at the top. One a little bit lower. And I should be able to just remove sugar full of dust. Okay, so this is where the electrics sit. That's the cord grip. So as I've gotten this far, I'm going to take it completely apart. So I'm going to undo, I'm going to take off the cable. So that's the cord back part of it. Now this on-off switch should just, yes, pop out. And there we go. Like the TurboPower, really. Taken apart to the guts. It will benefit from being stripped down and put back together. Definitely will. There's a date wheel on the back, but it hasn't been stamped properly, so I can't tell. But from the serial number I gave, I'm sure somebody will be able to tell me what date that was. But so there we go. So now we have a TurboPower 1 stripped down, not so much down to the, well, it's down to the carcass, but there's not much on the back plate like on the TurboPower, on the Pure Power. So this will all be taken into the bath, cleaned up, tidied up, put back together, reassembled, nice and shiny and clean. And the spin scrubber, that corner pointy brush, this is going to work out really good to get in all those manky nooks and crannies to give it a to clean it up. The only issue I have at the moment is this one screw, so I'm going to try and take that apart. So next time you join me now, which for you will be a couple of seconds, I should have, well, I will have all of these parts cleaned and ready to put this Krypton Factor jigsaw back together. So I have everything back nice and clean, all shiny and clean. So I'm going to start off with the chassis because I need to start putting the electrics in the top area back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some Mother's plastic polish on it to polish it up. I'm going to polish up each part and then put all the things back to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is give this part a bit of a polish. And then I'm going to put the motor and the switches back into it. So the handle and the top part and the electrics, that's all back together. So that's all done. Now I'm going to start working on the bottom area. I need to get this on, so I'll continue with this part of it. So I've put the height adjustment part all of it back together. That's all done. So, and the spring as well for the foot pedal. The spring's fallen out. Let me put the spring back into it. Okay, another step. The motor is now in place. That is now a lot cleaner, lubricated and fixed in. So I'm just going to carry on with the next part. So I've been looking very carefully whilst I've been putting this apart in regards to the brackets and stuff that hold the TurboPower up. And it had a bit of a lean, the TurboPower lean apparently. So I was wondering, there has got to be a way to try and fix that. So I'm going to give it a go and see what I've done. But first of all, I've greased ever so slightly the part underneath where this fits in, because it was very, very worn looking. And also the same, oops, on the other side down there. I've put a little bit of grease, which should help. It's a bit of excess, but it's a little bit anyway. So that should help a bit to keep it from moving around, from jiggling. Then what I've also done is cut a tiny little strip on either side of this like padding that I got. I use it was for making filters up. So I put a little strip across each one, and so far it seems to be working really, really well. So I'm going to leave it like that and see how it goes. If that is the case, I've got a couple of them with terrible leans. I will try this with them and see how I get on, and I'll let you know if it works or not. But anyway, so far so good. So everything's back on, foot pedal, spring, that's all that. Next step now is to just finishing off putting the hood back on. Okay, so it's all back together, and it sounds fantastic. Not as screechy and grindy as it was before. I put some cushioning underneath the motor, so that will definitely help to keep it a little bit more in place. The hood is badly scratched, but the rest of the body is in really good condition. It's a bit like me. So it came up really, really well. I'm really impressed with it. Really pleased with it. We'll give it a little bit of a test now. It's absolutely sparkling clean. I've put a new bag and an air freshener in there, down in the bottom. Performance will increase now with this, and I am absolutely chuffed with it. So I think now we will give it a very quick demo on the floor. Okay, so I've set up a little bit of a mess test here with some porridge oats, and we'll give it a go without further ado. So the biggest disadvantage to this is it not having a cord hook. And what I don't understand is the blanking piece that they've put in, it looks just like a cord hook. I don't understand how much they think they would have saved by putting this in instead of a proper cord hook storer, because it just sort of like sits on the back a bit untidy. I mean, I know it was the cheapest of the range, but still didn't really make much sense of a cost saving thing, to be honest, over one simple little thing. So there we go, it's all back. Lives to tell another tale. Oop, just gonna piece that. So there we go, so that is my Hoover model U2798. The serial number U2798404 03327. I can't remember what that is now. 404. I think it's April 84. Yeah, I think April 1984. Looks and sounds and performs a heck of a lot better for a total strip down and rebuild. I hate that cable on there. I'm gonna have to do something and try and put something on there so that I can tie the hook around as something quite discreet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one going up into the collection. All done, repaired and back together. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again very soon. The next one I'm going to be working on is this Hoover Junior. That needs to be stripped down and put back together and cleaned up. It's in pretty good condition, but it does need a complete makeover, so I'm going to go through it. And please like, subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video, which will come up in the next few days. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice evening. Bye bye.